Over the decision to shoot and kill a gorilla after a 4-year-old got into its enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. Good evening, everyone. I'm ELLIE MERRITT.
And I'm Mike Jackson. An animal rights group is now calling for federal penalties against the zoo for inadequate enclosures. We have team coverage tonight. Dan Perlman, he is live in Cincinnati. But let's start with NBC4's Colleen Marshall at the Watch 4 Alert Desk with more on the accusations against the zoo. Colleen?
Well, Mike, this morning, the co-founder of the National Animal Protection Group, Stop Animal Exploitation Now, said his group has filed a complaint against the Cincinnati Zoo. He says he wants the zoo to be given the maximum penalty from the USDA over the gorilla's enclosure. That fine is $10,000 per infraction per animal. The group claims there are documents showing that the zoo has had problems in the past with its barriers. Zoo visitors and people living nearby, they say, are in danger.
This is a very urban setting we're in. People should be concerned. We're talking about lions, we're talking about tigers. Even small non-human primates can inflict significant damage on people.
The zoo has not responded to this particular complaint, but it had said it would make the same decision again when it comes to shooting the gorilla. Meanwhile, local prosecutors in Cincinnati announced today that they are investigating the incident and they will determine if any charges are warranted. ELLIE?
All right, Colleen, thank you. And as Colleen said, the animal rights group says there are documents that show issues with the zoo. NBC4 did some digging to find reports filed by the USDA. And NBC4's Dan Perlman continues our team coverage live in Cincinnati with those documents. Dan?
Well, ELLIE, today the Cincinnati Zoo is open. Its business as much as close to usual as could possibly be on a day like today. But these documents, according to animal rights activists, paint a very scary picture, and they say it is now time for the zoo to pay up.
What we're calling for right now is a federal penalty against the Cincinnati Zoo because we believe they have violated the law.
And that comes 3 days after the horror, the terror. A 4-year-old boy inside the gorilla exhibit. Michael BUDKIE, his group Stop Animal Exploitation Now, laying the blame on the Cincinnati Zoo. He also referenced reports, I found them, USDA documents, indicating 3 safety violations inside the zoo dating back to 2014. The most recent, 2 months ago, inspectors saying a zookeeper left a door open. 2 polar bears entered a service hallway. Zoogoers were ushered to safety. The bears tranquilized. But an incident, the inspector notes, quote, could have resulted in human injury or death. BUDKIE wants the zoo to pay the maximum $10,000 for this violation, every violation, and the incident we saw unfold on Saturday.
The government and places like the Cincinnati Zoo need to know that they have someone looking over their shoulder and that we're not going away.
And as Colleen mentioned, we did reach out to the zoo for comment today on today's developments. However, no response from them, no response from the USDA either. I did just check with Cincinnati police. As Colleen mentioned, they are investigating this incident. They say they are specifically investigating the parents of that 4-year-old boy who went into the gorilla exhibit, not the zoo itself. Tonight, we are live in Cincinnati. Dan Perlman, NBC4.